So, class, ang last part ng ating Module 1 will be yung application of genetics in agriculture. And if we're talking about application ng genetic principles, ang laging katambal niyan ay si breeding and then si genetic engineering. When we say breeding, this is the process of selecting the best crops and the best animals based on our preference. Then of course, once we know yung genetic makeup niya, before, ang selection lang natin will be based on physical traits or based on phenotypes. So, sinong animals yung pinakamaganda ang meat, sinong animals yung pinakamadaming mag-produce ng offspring, the same with the crops. But nowadays, we are selecting animals based on their genetic makeup. Pero, mas advanced na yun sa breeding natin. So, application of genetics in agriculture is towards, of course, number 1, higher yield ng crops and ng animals. So, for animals, milk, meat, saka eggs. And of course, based on selection natin, nakapag-select na ng mga varieties or ng mga breeds na mas resistant sa diseases. And of course, they were able to develop different varieties and produces hybrids. And yung di pa kayo masyadong familiar will be yung functional food. When you say functional food, it is a component. For example, meron tayong meat, meron siyang chemical component that we can extract. Okay, so from chemical component niya, we can extract, and then these chemical components ng meat ay they were saying na meron siyang positive health impact. So, nowadays, they were selecting animals that produces this functional food para sa healthier consumption ng humans. And of course, ang role ng genetics sa agriculture will be yung production ng mga drugs or most likely yung mass production. For example, production ng antibiotic using yung mga microorganism. And with the help of genetic engineering, nowadays, as I said earlier dun sa previous videos natin, pwede na tayong mag-insert ng target genes natin. So, for example, for BT corn, okay, so they were able to insert yung gene from, and then again, for the application of genetic engineering, they were able to insert yung gusto nila na genes, or they were able to knock out yung mga genes na ayaw nila sa animals or sa crops. So, for example, we have yung BT corn, they were able to insert gene from Bacillus thuringiensis para kapag kinain to ng insect, mamamatay siya. Specifically, yung insect na yan ay, yun yung mga corn borer na tinatawag natin. And then, ito yung example ko ng glow-in-the-dark pigs. They were able to introduce naman yung gene from jellyfish. Sorry na, jellyfish talaga siya. Okay, so from jellyfish, they were able to insert yung specific gene doon sa swine genome, and then once na itong mga genome na to ay na-expose sa ultraviolet rays, nag-glow sila in the dark. And well, mostly marami tayong ethical issue on using yung mga genetically modified organisms. One na pinagdi-debate ngayon, one of the major topics ng debates ay yung human acting as God. Okay? So, yung genetic engineering will be very useful, but okay, there are so many ethical issues that arises, and still debates are around the world. Okay, so the first ethical issues they are asking to those modifying genetic material will be, why human are playing gods? And I cannot answer that. So just think about it. Anything you can do, for example, if you can manipulate specifically sa animals, mas madaming debate compare sa crops. Kasi anything that you can do to animals, you can do it to humans. Kung nag-clone ka ng animals, pwede ka din mag-clones ng humans. Kung nakapag-modify ka ng animals, then you can modify again humans. Kasi we're on the same kingdom. And then at the same time, what if, katulad sa mga movies, what if modifying animals, and then biglang nagkaroon na ng zombie? All the wild imaginations ko lang yan. But anyways, so still hanggang ngayon, napakadami pa ng debate if is it really okay to modify animals, is it really okay to insert genes. And then the second question will be, for example, for BT corn, is it safe for humans? Kung meron siyang somehow insecticide, is it safe para sa human? And then, according to scientists, dahil na-modified siya, ang question lang din talaga dyan, kapag ba yung modified na crops or animals, kinonsume natin, mag-modify din ba yung genetic makeup natin? So, yun yung somehow question din, is it really safe for human consumption aside sa, for example, kung meron siyang insecticide? As far as digestion is concerned naman, anything that we consume, it will not, well, I'm not still sure, it will be digested into smaller, right, into smaller fragments that is absorbable. So, it means hindi yung DNA yung mako-consume natin. I mean, hindi talaga yung DNA ang directly magkakaroon ng influence dun sa digestive organ natin. And then, at the same time, is it okay to cross yung mga GMOs dun sa non-GMOs? Paano pag dumami na sila sa wild and then nagkaroon na ng mutation and everything? And the other question will be, what will be the impact of using GMO? Just an example, dumami sila sa wild, tapos nagkaroon niya ng mutation, anong mangyayari sa environment, magkakaroon ba ng, halimbawa sila yung mas dumami, anong mangyayari sa resources, sa society, and then sa economy. For economy naman kasi, paano yung mga mayayaman lang na kayang mag-fund ng mga research for genetically modified organism, so sila lang rin yung makikinabang after modifying yung mga organism. So, napakadami nating ethical issues, and maybe it's assignment na aralin nyo din ano ba yung mga possible impact ng pag-modify ng organism, lalo na sa onsite. And then another one, ito ay na from viewing yung video na nasa link sa lecture natin. Scientists are able to identify based on genetic sequence ano yung mga mas related na animals. So, yung mga related animals, they have similar genetic sequence. So, for example, yung elephant at saka yung mammoth. Well, yung mammoth, we know na na-extinct na sila sa Earth, and then we still have yung elephant. So, scientists their hypothesis is that can we use yung genetic makeup ng elephant and then modify it para makapag-produce tayo ng mammoth. So, possible ba yun? Ito ay hypothesis pa lang naman. If magiging possible, kaya ba nating i-reproduce yung mga na-extinct na animals? But then again, another question, why are we playing gods? Is it really possible? Or yung mga mammoths na extinct na sila dahil hindi talaga sila nakapag-survive dun sa environment natin sa Earth? Or possible ba na merong mga traits yung mammoths na possible para sa reproduction ng elephants? So, those were the questions and still hypotheses. And then, just to share with you, ito yung sa human genome. So, meron tayo ngayong tinatawag na National Center for Biotechnology Information. At ito ay napaka-useful lalo sa mga geneticists kung gusto nila malaman yung sequence ng target DNA nila, kung gusto nilang malaman kung ano yung mga publication related sa specific gene, kung gusto nilang malaman yung genome ng different animals, so you can visit yung National Center for Biotechnology Information or yung NCBI. So, napakadami nilang database and analytic tool associated sa genome, genes, protein, applied researches. Then, they also have publications for genetic biochemistry and molecular biology. And then, let's move on sa role ng genetics in medicine. So, nowadays, they were using yung prenatal test. Okay? So, bago pa maipanganak, yung mga babies, nagkakaroon na sila ng prenatal check-up para malaman kung meron ba silang genetic disorder. So, based on their genetic makeup, we can assess kung yung sa chromosome ba nila may missing o kaya meron silang mga genes na associated sa genetic defects. And for pharmacogenetics, okay, so this is the branch of medicine where they are maximizing yung pagbibigay ng medicine based sa genetic makeup ng tao. So remember, yung humans, meron tayong different genetic makeup. So, nasa 1% lang naman yung pinagkaiba. But then again, yung mga genotypes natin, they react differently sa environment. So, for this field, based sa genetic makeup ng tao, okay? So, doon sila nagbabase kung ano yung gamot na mas efficient at mas effective para sa patients. So, yung field na to, ang tawag ay pharmacogenetics. And then, we have xenotransplantation. So, okay, so maybe yung iba, hindi pa kayo aware. But, again, scientists, doctors, geneticists are trying. Okay? They were trying to transfer organs from animals. At ang pinakamalapit na, for example, yung liver, pinakamalapit na size and cell composition will be yung swine. So, what they want to do is to save yung lives ng humans by donating organs from swine or from other animals. But then again, this is under observation pa lang and further studies. What happens? Ano ba yung mga restriction? Bakit hindi pa nagiging successful? Based on my readings, it will be our immune system. Okay? So, pag nag-introduce ka ng foreign, like yung liver ng swine sa human, ang tendency kasi nun ay i-identify siya ng immune system natin as foreign and then i-attack siya. So, ang possible, hindi nagmamatch. But then again, scientists are trying to solve that problem. And then of course, we have, with the use of genetic information, they can now reproduce or mass produce yung ating medicine, hormones, and proteins. So, what they are trying to do is to isolate yung protein, target protein na kailangan, and then introduce yon sa bacteria, and then yung bacteria ang magpo-produce ngayon ng protein necessary. That's how we can produce it synthetically. As for evolution, as I have said, since kaya na nga nating i-identify yung genomic sequence or yung DNA makeup ng different organism, we can now compare anong mga animals yung merong similar sequence. So, for example, for this one, okay, so meron tayo sa some sort of chromosome niya, and then sa chromosome na yon meron siyang mga parehas na sequence. So, for this one, we can compare yung mga animals, ano yung mga sequence na pare-pareha sila, anong segment ng DNA nila yung pare-pareha sila. At pag mas similar yung sequence ng DNA, sila ay mas related. So, from there, we can see yung evolution, saan naghiwalay. Okay, halimbawa yung human, anong nagbago, paano naging monkey, base sa kanilang genetic makeup. And, yung resulta ng relatedness based sa genetic makeup ay ito yon. Okay, so dendrogram yung tinatawag natin. So, for example, itong mga amphibians, sila yung mas related base sa kanilang genetic makeup. So, So, you have yung mammals. Just an example of dendrogram. Just showing you yung relatedness. Thank you.